Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cinema Bun Studios follow-up on E3. I'm joined today by YVE Squares. Say hello, my friend.
Sup, everyone?
E3 was lit this year, was it not?
Oh my god, it was one of the best I've seen. Even despite all the bullshit we've seen so far, but it's quite promising.
Yeah. Um. Even like the pre stuff, like EA, like the first night got me super hype. Um. I wasn't really much for Battlefront 2. I know it's like a really big game. I'm sure you have some stuff to say about Battlefront 2.
Let's see. I heard that it's gonna have at least triple the content of the original Battlefront, and making it an actual full game. But of course,
Yeah.
being what was it? Was it EA or Bethesda?
What? No, yeah, that's EA.
That's EA, definitely EA. Definitely being EA, they're probably gonna have to have some paid DLC like for more maps and stuff. But that
Well, actually, no. What they're doing with Battlefront 2 is they're doing all of the DLCs going to be free. At least that's what they're saying as of right now.
okay, okay.
So that is definitely a step in the right direction.
The graphics are
Um,
still top notch.
oh yeah, absolutely. All of them are mocap actors now.
Oh, nice.
Uh, and the story is going to be canon. Uh, I don't know what the story is. I try and keep myself in the dark as much as I can about things like that. Um, but whatever.
And I don't know much about it
Yeah,
either. I'm just telling it like it is.
yeah. Madden NFL 18 is getting a story mode, so whoop-de-doo, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Yeah. Um, Need for Speed Payback. That looked really interesting. It's like Need for Speed is
How many Need for Speed games have?
way too many. I couldn't give you an exact number. Um,
I
there,
remember the
yeah,
last
there's
time
no
I
way.
counted, there had been at least 18 games. Literally 18.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There has to be at least 18. You know what? I'll give you a number. Um, but first, let me talk about this game. Need for Speed Payback. It's like they're trying to make it like Fast and Furious. It's like an action movie, and I don't know. It's really caught my eye. Forza also. I know we're not really to the Microsoft part yet, but Forza is looking really amazing to me as well. And that's
Oh
not
yeah.
something I've ever really been into. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's just something special about that game, I can tell. Anyway, um, A Way Out. Do you remember that one? That was the one, it's like a co-op prison break game.
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks it looks like it plays uh kind of like a stealth game. It's like a 3D action game, but like more
Okay.
stealth based.
Okay,
Um,
I get it.
yeah, it's about these two guys that meet in prison. Um, but the game is specifically designed to be played via couch co-op, but it looks like a AAA game, and yeah, it's about their prison escape. It looks really awesome. I'm pretty excited for that one because couch co-op's kind of a dying thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So moving right along to Microsoft, they announced the Xbox One X,
So many X's in that name. Oh
right?
wait, Phil and I had jokes for days. How
I
many
think the name
X's does
sounds stupid.
Xbox have? One X.
Do you legitimately not like the name?
The name is like cheesy and too predictable, but it works. It completes that circle of life because it's its own acronym now.
Yeah, I think it sounds silly.
It really
But
does.
yeah, it does get the point across. They are dropping it at $500 on November 7th. It is going to be the smallest Xbox ever, which is pretty cool because Xboxes have a reputation of being fucking massive.
Comically big,
Yeah. Um,
and it's also
the
the
thing
beefiest
I'm
system they've ever made.
the thing I'm most excited for, I don't know if this is an Xbox One X only thing. I'm pretty sure it's not. But uh, they announced that they're going to start supporting original Xbox games for backwards compatibility.
Ah, a blast to the past.
Yeah, that's something I'm super excited for. I picked up a original Xbox a while back for really cheap. Was pretty excited to get it home and play it, but the DVD drive in it doesn't work anymore. So I'll
Mm.
have to get that fixed first. But whatever. If this happens before then, that's another option. I doubt I'll have money for an Xbox One at that point, but anyway, um, do you remember seeing the trailer for Anthem? It's
And
that new game by the creators of Mass Effect. It looked like Destiny, but
I think I might have. And
yeah,
because
it
I said I missed half of Microsoft stuff.
right. It looks like yeah, it looks like Destiny, but more focused on exploration, kind of.
Wasn't it that
Um,
one game everyone said like what No Man's Sky should have been? Because that might be it. No, I'm sorry.
maybe.
I was thinking of a different game. I was thinking of a different game that was showcased a day after.
Okay, that was probably in the Sony conference.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah. Um. 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 Hmm. Or was it Beyond Good and Evil?
No, it was a title I've never seen before. I can't remember.
Hmm. Oh well.
Oh,
Um.
we'll get to it.
Yeah. Black Desert Online. How do you feel about that? Did you see that? It looks fantastic.
Black Desert Online.
Yes. It's an MMO, but I don't know. It looks unlike any other MMO I've ever seen in a way that I can't even really describe. It's so it's just gorgeous. It doesn't look like it has any right being an MMO. Um,
Yeah, it looks different from
the
other MMOs.
yeah, the
From,
gameplay is just it's it's beautiful to look at. I, I I don't know anything about it. I don't know how it controls, but yeah, that game is really drawing me in. Um, Assassin's Creed Origins, I am extremely excited for. It looks janky as shit right now, though.
yeah, but hey, pyramids.
Yeah, but hey, pyramids. Strangely, they didn't show off climbing any pyramids in that game yet. But they did show off a pretty cool demo for it. They showed off that, if you fall in the water, you have a chance of getting attacked by a hippo, and it
Oh
is
shit,
terrifying.
that is terrifying.
Yeah. Um, Also, you have the ability to sail around on, a one person sailboat, like a really small one. Um, you don't have a map, so that forces you to
Just
explore to find your way around.
it, it forces you just rely on your uh, the stars, the environment. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that sort of thing.
it looks promising. I'm really glad that Assassin's Creed took a year off. Granted, they made a shitty movie in that year off, but like I guess you can say like across the Nile. Um, there's like a one person little sailboat that you can use to get around. I think that's pretty cool. There's just a lot of different ways it looks like that you can explore. And it looks like also that they're taking a page out of Breath of the Wild's book because this new assassin is able to climb just, random rocks and shit.
Yeah, and the part where hold on, I just lost my train of thought for a bit. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say like, okay, despite all the time periods that Assassin's Creed has been through, eventually they'll run out of eras and stuff. So I guess that's why they hop back into uh, old Egypt.
Yeah. And I honestly, I kind of hope that they don't put any modern day stuff in this one.
Yeah,
I
that
was
would be
always a
weird.
fan of the modern day stuff, honestly, but the past couple games, ever since Assassin's Creed 3, really, they haven't done anything to further that story. So, uh, if they're gonna straight up abandon it, I would rather they just go ahead and do it instead of dragging it on.
That's true.
They've just included like small elements of it and like teased that things will eventually happen, but they never do. Um, Moving right along, Forza 7 looks absolutely fantastic. They are adding weather to the races. They, yeah, that just
That
really
reflective
excites me.
asphalt though.
Yeah, I've been playing Forza 3 lately. I picked up an Xbox 360 uh, way back when, while I was working at Salvation Army. um, Forza 3 was one of the couple games that came with it, and I've I've just been really impressed with it. I I don't play it as much as I used to, but I do go back to it every once in a while. Um, and it still manages to provide, an hour or two of entertainment. So I don't see myself getting rid of it anytime soon. Um, I'm sure I won't get an Xbox One for a very long time, but when I eventually do, Forza 7 will be one of the first games I get, probably.
Indeed. I mean, I don't
Um,
see myself getting an Xbox One either, but mainly it's because I'm more of a PlayStation and a Nintendo type of guy.
of course. I'm not going to get an Xbox One until they are, probably 2 or 3 generations back. Um, Anyway, moving right along again, Dragon Ball Fighters. How do you feel about that one? I
Oh,
know
I
you were pretty
love
excited
this
about that.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That it's got like this arcade feel to it, and it like I like that. I love the pace of it. Like it's
Yeah,
just basically your classic arcade fighter game just with Dragon Ball Z characters, and it works. It works. It fits that theme.
I don't remember the last 2D fighter that Dragon Ball Z's had.
I don't think they've ever made a 2D fighter.
Really? They've never done one?
Uh, I don't think so. At least
Hmm.
as far as I know.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're wrong, I'll put it in the annotations.
All
Or
right.
maybe the
If
comments
I'm
will
wrong,
tell
I'm wrong.
us. um, okay, so there. Uh, have you heard of Cuphead?
Cuphead?
Yes.
No, I don't think I
It's
have.
a 2D platformer. It's been in development for quite a few years. Um, it it's made to look like an old Disney short.
Oh, that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, like everything has a face and it's like all dancing around and stuff. Yeah, it's got a really appealing art style. But anyway, it's finally been given a release date, September 29th. Whoop-de-doo. I haven't been following it, but it does look pretty neat. So I'm glad that the people who were excited for it have finally got a release date. Um, Deep Rock Galactic. That looked pretty cool. It's a
Yeah, that
co-op
looked cool.
space exploration game. Yeah, you remember that one.
Yeah.
Um, there's an Ori sequel coming out, the one with the owl, the very blue trailer that you saw. Uh, I've never played the last Ori game, um, but I do remember seeing gameplay footage of it. It's a very beautiful game. Don't know if I'll ever play this one though. Last Night looks like Acid Trip the video game. Artful Escape looks like Mushroom Trip the video game. Minecraft is being released in 4K.
Yep, and
Hooray.
some cross-platform play with
Yeah,
pretty much every
that
platform
is
except probably Sony.
yeah, that is much more significant news.
Sony like has like this great lineup, but yet like no cross-platform play. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid. Plain and simple. Um, how do you feel about Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves. That's the one that's basically a pirate simulator, right?
Right.
Yeah, the gameplay is not bad at all. Like it, it encourages coordination and it looks like a pretty well-rounded game. Like particle effects are done just right. The physics physics is done right.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that one actually. Um, I know quite a few people that are probably going to end up playing that game with me. So, yeah,
Through that.
that's a good one. It's cool to see that Rare is making an MMO. I know they're a very different company than they used to be, but
Oh,
it's
that's
going to be interesting to see them do something new regardless. State of Decay 2, that's a zombie game. It looks eh,
eh.
but yeah, it's there. Um, that was pretty much it for Microsoft. Um, After them was Bethesda. They announced that Fallout 4 and Doom are getting VR
For VR.
support.
That's
Yeah,
dope. I'd like
that
to.
is.
Yeah, I'd like to try that out in VR.
Also, they announced that there's going to be amiibo support for Skyrim, for the Switch port, and you're going to be able to dress your character
Dress
up
your
like
character as
Link.
Link. Use a Master Sword.
uh, the blonde hair looks hideous.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 2 looks pretty good.
I am looking forward to Wolfenstein 2. Like, holy
Are you?
shit. Yeah. Because
Have you played the other Wolfensteins?
I've only played the New Order.
Okay.
But also Wolfenstein 3D from way, way, way back when. But, that's a whole different parallel timeline.
Right.
But,
Um,
yeah, seeing the trailer of the new Colossus, it just shows. What I'm surprised is that, like, BJ somehow had survived like into the next story, even though at the end of the first one there was a big explosion, and we're all like, yeah, BJ's not going to survive that. But yet here he is for the next game. And also there was
I
this little
like.
scene where like this other dude was tripping on something, and he was talking
Yeah.
to like to this little creature that appeared.
Yeah, the little cartoon dude. Um, yeah, I like how they're going for for a more humorous route with this one. It looks like
Yeah, I'd like to see how that game
it looks
comes
really
out.
tongue in cheek. Um, how do you feel about the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom battle
Nope,
thing?
nope, nope.
No, no, you're not down
Who-
for it.
whoever greenlit this game, I'd like to know just like why did they think it was a good idea? Like ever since like it was announced, I was just like, like Ra- Rabbids and Mario. I don't think it would make a good crossover. Like why don't they just put Rayman in? Why don't they? I don't
Right?
know.
Yeah,
Like I had
Rayman
doubts,
and
but
Mario would have been
uh,
a much better crossover.
yeah, many franchises would make a much better crossover. Like I bet when that game comes out, it'll sell maybe like a few 100,000 copies, and then like people will play it once or twice, and then within 6 months after, they would have forgotten that game had ever existed.
Yeah.
It would be
After
just a
seeing the
passing
gameplay for
memory.
that game, I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah,
Nothing about that game looks appealing to me at all.
I've heard people say
Um,
that it's like it's XCOM for kids, and I've never even
yeah,
heard of XCOM.
that's what it looks like. Well, I likened it to Final Fantasy Tactics. It looks like, it's a tactical RPG, but yeah, for kids.
But yeah, XCOM, Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, Skull and Bones was another game that Ubisoft announced, and it's another pirate game, but this one is just the naval combat from Assassin's Creed 4. But this the Assassin's Creed 4 naval combat was pretty good. So if they're gonna do that and just expand on it, they're making it a an open world MMO. So yeah, that's another pirate open world MMO. But yeah, they're both really different open world pirate MMOs. But they both look pretty good, so that's
yeah,
promising.
agreed.
Good time to be a fan of pirates.
R.
Far Cry 5. You were talking about Far Cry 5 earlier, so I know you have something to say about that.
Well, I know next to nothing about the Far Cry series, but like
Me too.
yeah, but Bill and I were looking at it, and like we thought like it was pretty legit. Um, if you like going around and killing like skinhead extremists, Far Cry 5 is the game for you. Like, no, I mentioned Far Cry 5 is the most American, like one of the most American things that it could come up with, like with all the guns and the trucks and the that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
America, freedom,
And
equals.
and just the way they're talking about doing the story progression too, like they said that they're going to just drop you off here in Montana, and you have to actually go around and talk to people to figure out what's going on, and like, you know, the whole Breath of the Wild route again. But it's working. I mean,
Yeah, it
I'm
works.
glad that's catching on. I'm really glad that's catching on. Where was I on my little notepad here? Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yeah, it looks fantastic. All they did was release a CG trailer. They didn't give us any gameplay, but just knowing, oh god, like, the first one was so good. I watched a playthrough of it. I never played it myself, but yeah, I loved it. I loved the story. I'm really excited to see the second one. Apparently, it's a prequel.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, the girl with the green eyes. I thought it was Jade, but it's not. It's a prequel, so that's a new character. Um, Horizon's getting an expansion. It's got a snowy place. I played a bit of Horizon. Um, Breath of the Wild came out, so I kind of stopped with Horizon when my roommate got a Switch.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And then that game eventually got traded in, so I probably won't play it for a while. But yeah, I know it's a great game. So the fact that it's getting an expansion is good. Days Gone, that is a really good looking zombie game.
Agreed.
Yeah. Nothing really much else to say about it though. Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Looks amazing.
Oh yeah. I haven't.
I thought it was going to be a
Hunter.
PlayStation 4 exclusive, but it's actually, for the Xbox One and the PS4.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not surprised. It's just the graphical quality. Like, I never expected it from a Monster Hunter.
Right.
But then, like, just as soon as I see certain game mechanics, that's what I'm like, yep, that's a monster.
Are they getting a Monster Hunter on the Switch?
Well, other than Monster Hunter Double Cross, which is essentially a port of Monster Hunter Generations, and then some. I don't think there are any other Monster Hunter Switch in the meantime.
Okay. Just wondering. Does it look like this game is going to be an open world game? Because that's kind of what I got from the really long shot that they did, where they like panned throughout the jungle.
It's hard to tell from there. Like, it's have you played any of the Monster Hunter games?
I've dabbled in them. I know how they play. I know that it's not really an open world because it's a bunch of big rooms.
It's a bunch of big
yeah.
connected by loading screens.
I think that an open world is something that could really benefit Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off for some monsters that fly away and like you see their shadow or see the actual monster flying off, and like instead of disappearing you see them perching on a mountain like way over there or something. I'd like to see what they
Right. Even if they wanted to change up the formula a bit, it's not going to be the last Monster Hunter game.
Yeah, hopefully
They could try something like that and see what works.
Hopefully they'll fix the camera.
Yeah, I remember that being a really big problem when I was trying. I remember I was trying to play Monster Hunter 4 with you guys at one point.
Yeah.
Just couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, it's hard to get into.
Controls just were really janky.
I had trouble getting into Monster Hunter Tri, and that was simply because I sucked at it.
Yeah. Speaking of giant monsters, did you see that Shadow of the Colossus is getting an HD remake?
Yep.
That's a day one for me.
Played Shadow of the Colossus before.
What'd you say?
And when he saw me playing Monster Hunter, he told me how much it reminded him of Shadow of the Colossus. And I saw the trailer and some gameplay of it. I'm like, yeah, they seem like similar games, just instead of of wyverns and stuff, like you fight Titan mech titans, stuff like that in Colossus. But yeah,
that was one
like
of the that was one of the first games I had for my PS2. Not one of the first games, but one of the only games. It was one of the only games I had for my PS2 when I was growing up. So Shadow of the Colossus was something I would replay over and over and over again as a kid. That trailer just gave me you know,
Yeah, I
the
can definitely see
nostalgia.
that. The replayability is
So,
up there.
oh yeah, yeah. Shadow of the Colossus is really replayable. You can finish that game really quick. Um, the new God of War looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looked even more solid.
Yeah, it looks a million times better than the last ones were. Not saying that the last ones were bad,
I
but
think. Oh,
this one, yeah, this one just looks like, I feel bad saying this, but I feel like the hack and slash genre that God of War used to be is just kind of outdated. It worked really well on the PS2, but for today, it's something that works more in
yeah.
like an arcade format.
New play styles had emerged since then that
Right,
work better than their old format. Well,
right. Something like an indie game would play like, you know, the old God of War games. That would be nice. But for a big AAA God of War game, I think this is exactly the thing that they needed to do to, you know, kind of rejuvenate the series.
true, much
I
agreed.
remember after God of War 3, they made a prequel, God of War Ascension. It just felt, you know, really samey. But, tell you what doesn't feel samey, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yes, Spider.
Did you see at the end of the trailer they had Miles Morales in there too?
Yep,
Yeah. This game,
foreshadowing.
this game looks fantastic as well. I've been saying that word a lot tonight, but every game
It looked a lot
at
better. It
E3
looked and
was just so great.
it's a lot better than expected.
Yeah. God, when did they announce this game? I remember they put out a trailer for it before. Was that last E3?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
That it might be
Well,
last E3. Maybe
yeah,
sometime later than
it
that.
might have been. Anyway, yeah, the trailer that they released before had me pretty excited for the game, but this one they actually showed off, you know, a gameplay demo, and it was where he was chasing the helicopter throughout the city. I really liked the Spider-Man 2 game on the original Xbox. I believe it came out on the PS2 and the GameCube, maybe as well. That game had some of the best Spider-Man swinging mechanics. Like, it was just so much fun to zip around the city. It felt so realistic, and like the way you could gain up your momentum and just like
And just
throw yourself into like a
flowing
perpetual
with it too.
spin and like catapult yourself from building to building. It was so much fun. It looks like you're going to be able to pull off a lot of the same shit in this game, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
The Final Fantasy 15 fishing VR game. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I don't know when I'll get the chance to actually play with a PlayStation VR, but that's definitely something to look forward to. I really like fishing simulators. I am actually a fan of the Big the Cat levels from Sonic Adventure. I am in a minority on that. Great minority.
I don't know much about like the Big the Cat segment, so I don't know what to say about it. Other than he likes fish.
It's a fishing simulator and it doesn't belong in a Sonic game. I agree with that, but it was a fun fishing simulator. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Did you ever play Xenoblade Chronicles?
No, I haven't played that, but like
No,
that the game looked really good though.
it looks good. I don't know when I'll get to it, if ever.
Same.
There's a new Kirby game in development for the Switch. That's something I'm absolutely going to end up playing at some point. They announced that a new Pokemon game is coming to the Switch. That is much more exciting news.
They have a new main series Pokemon game. Like
Yeah.
I'd like to wonder what it is. Maybe it'd be the equivalent to Emerald for a Ruby and Sapphire or something like that. It's too soon for a new generation, since seeing as Sun and Moon came out just last November.
I agree. Um, uh, did you ever get the chance to play Pokken Tournament on the Wii U?
I have a copy of it.
Oh, you do? You
Yeah.
have it. Okay, good. So, how do you feel about the DX coming out for the Switch? Do you
I
think
was
it's
just
worth it?
simply hyped for it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. It seems like the developers have forgotten about the Wii U version because the arcade version had, had a lot more stuff to it, like a few more playable fighters
Oh, really?
and
The
maybe
arcade version had more?
another game mode or two. And Pokken Tournament on the Switch, seeing how it supports two players without much trouble or without needing an extra machine like that. That's a big plus.
Right.
And DX is supposed to have everything the arcade version has as well.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like they've added some more to it. Like they have a 3v3 feature where you pick out three fighters and then like within that match, like as you knock each other out, other fighters, they, kind of like Marvel versus Capcom, except that you can't switch between the fighters mid match.
Right. Yeah. I'm pretty excited for that one. I I got a chance to play Pokken Tournament on the Wii U for a while, and it it was really fun, but it felt like there just wasn't much to do in it.
Yeah, it did feel like it was missing something.
Yeah, DX. I don't know. Yeah. I honestly don't know if it's going to add enough to make it worth it for me personally. We'll just have to wait and see. But
I'd give it a chance myself, but
yeah,
it's
I'm
getting
sure they'll release DLC or updates or something if it does well, which I'm sure it will. Um, they announced Metroid Prime 4,
Yep.
so that was a big thing.
How long has it been
I've
since the
played
last Metroid Prime?
2. What did you say?
How long has it been since the previous Metroid Prime game?
I think Metroid Prime 3 came out in 2010.
Oh,
I
wow.
might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was around then.
It's a while, quite a while.
Yeah,
Right.
regardless, it's been a long time. Um, at the same time as that, they announced a 2D Metroid game for the 3DS. So,
What I
They're
didn't
getting
know
a
was that
2D
like the
game
original
and a
Game
3D
Boy
game.
had a Metroid game, and that the Metroid game
Yeah,
on the
Metroid
3DS was
2.
the remake of that game. Surprised me,
Yeah,
but
isn't it cool?
like yeah, that game looked pretty cool.
Um, yeah, I played a bit of Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, via emulator because I'm bad to the bone. It's pretty fun. You go around hunting a bunch of Metroids, essentially. Like they're the last Metroids on the planet. And it's different from the other games in that you don't go around exploring from place to place, fighting a bunch of bosses and stuff. You're just going around and hunting down these specific enemies. I think there's like 50 or something, something about that. You know what I'm trying to say.
I get what
Um, the new Yoshi game looks pretty good. It looks like Yoshi's Woolly World too.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But what I like about it is that you can like flip the map around and explore parts of it that you can't normally reach, or like see perspectives from it that you couldn't normally see.
Oh yeah. And I remember we played a ton of Yoshi's Woolly World, so
Yep.
I'm pretty excited for this one. Fire Emblem Warriors is not really on my radar. I wasn't much of a fan of Hyrule Warriors. I'm not much of a fan of Destiny Warriors. I mean Dynasty Warriors.
Destiny Warriors. Now coming to a crossover near you.
After a while, it just seems like you're fighting the same hordes of enemies over and over again and using the same attacks over and over again. How well did Hyrule Warriors do? I'm pretty sure it sold pretty well.
Yeah, it sold pretty well.
Yeah. So it has its following. Fire Emblem has its following, so I'm sure Fire Emblem Warriors will do decent. It won't be a flop. It won't be a flop at all.
Neither.
Rocket League's being ported to the Switch. I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. Also, it's going to support cross-platform play.
Yep.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild is getting DLC.
Yep.
But
2 sets
I
of
feel
DLC.
like... Yeah. But the first one is the one I have a problem with. I feel like everything that's included in the first DLC honestly should have been included in the game. It doesn't feel like it's worth being a standalone DLC.
Yeah, I could
At
kind of
least
see
an
why.
update. Yeah. The second DLC that's coming out definitely feels worth it, though. The big show stealer, though, was Super Mario Odyssey. At
Oh,
least
yeah,
in my opinion.
oh man, where can I start?
Right?
New Donk City.
I think it's really cool that they are going back and making the arcade game canon.
I know, right? Like now that Pauline from Donkey Kong is the mayor, and like and the Donkey Kong levels, like 75 meters and stuff. That's all in New Donk City in the old days.
Yeah.
That's amazing that they're making it.
Thank you. Someone who shares my excitement about that. Yeah, the ship throwing mechanic. I was about to say ship throwing mechanic. The hat throwing mechanic looks really interesting. You can take over like everything and
Objects,
just
enemies.
you throw your hat at whatever and just see what happens.
Well, I'm just gonna
like an amazing
throw my
way
hat
to
into the
explore.
ring and see what happens.
Yeah. You're going to be throwing your hat via motion controls, and I'm pretty excited about that because it's going to give me some Super Mario Galaxy vibes, and Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite Mario game, so
Oh yeah, amazing game.
it's going to feel supernatural to me. This game looks like, this is the game that I'm most excited for this year.
Boy, this
hands
is
down.
This is huge.
I'm more excited for this game than I was for Breath of the Wild. I can easily
Agreed.
say that. Oh, wow, you agree with that?
Yeah, even though like Breath of the Wild was pretty good on its climb
Yeah.
anything. Graphics are great. You can just bullshit your way through a puzzle like in the most creative ways. Teleportation.
Yeah.
The fact, like the thing that stands out to me with Breath of the Wild is that like even though like other Zelda games, it's hard to tell what sort of time period they take place on. Breath of the Wild seems to be at like some kind of a crossroads between like the distant future and the distant past because Link runs around with essentially like a giant phone or mini tablet of sorts. Like all the
Yeah.
ancient technology and new technology are just coming together and it somehow it works. It just works.
I remember in Skyward Sword there were hints of there were hints of there being like an ancient civilization that was, technologically advanced, but the technology looked like it was more magic based. Um, it wasn't nearly as prevalent as it was in Breath of the Wild, but it was there, and I think that's something that I'm really glad they explored.
Yep.
It's
I guess that my
it
hype
really adds
for both Breath of the Wild and
of
Super
mystery
Mario
to it.
Odyssey are for different reasons.
Right. They're going to be two of, dare I say it, the greatest games of all time.
All time. Yep.
Yeah, and
That
they're both being
definitely
released by
one for the record
Nintendo in
books.
2017. But yeah, so as it comes down to it, E3 was awesome this year.
Oh yeah. What about
That's
one more
essentially
game?
all this boils down to.
One more game. How about Arms? What do you think about Arms?
Arms?
I really love that.
I played the test demo for Arms that they did a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
It
same.
looks fantastic. It plays fantastic. It was really hard to control. I'm sure I will get used to it.
Well, you get
It
used to it
was
quick.
really fun though.
It'll just be.
I just
there.
don't think I got to play it enough.
I've played it during all of the test punches.
Right. I only played it for one of them,
Oh,
unfortunately. It's definitely something that I'm going to end up playing a lot of, though. I know my roommate's going to end up getting it. I'm probably going to end up getting it too. Yeah, that's something that's we're probably going to have 2 copies of in the house, because it was very fun when I played it.
So true. So true. Twintel and Min are
Yeah.
waifus.
They're what?
They're bae waifus. Whatever
I like the ninja
whatever
dude.
people call them these days.
What was the one I don't like? It's the big guy.
What, the mummy?
Not the guy. Not the mummy. It's a robot. It's like a smaller person and a robot.
Are you talking about a girl in a yellow robot?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I haven't played her as much. I main Ninjara.
No, I didn't play as her at all, but she kept fucking me up. She kept fucking me up on the online matches. Something fierce.
She kind of reminds me of what's her name? She appeared in Marvel vs. Capcom, and she was in a mech as well.
I don't know.
And she was on the Capcom
Oh,
side.
Tronbon.
That's right, Tronbon.
Yeah. Have you ever played her game? It's The Misadventures of Tronbon?
No, I haven't.
It's a Mega Man Legends spin-off. Mega Man Legends for the PS1. The one where he's got the anime hair. And
I played a little bit of that.
it has a mix of different gameplay styles. there's one gameplay style. It's a puzzle game where you have to like load boxes onto a ship like using the least amount of moves of your forklift. There's another gameplay mode where you control, you know, her in the big battle mech, but you also have like an army of those little servbot dudes, and you just go around like blowing shit up, and that's pretty fun.
I see.
Yeah. If you ever get the chance, I really recommend that game.
Yeah, I'd give it a try.
But anyway, I have nothing else to say about E3 if you don't.
Yeah, that's pretty much it here as well.
All right. Well, if anybody wants to subscribe to you, where can they find you?
Well, they can find me on YouTube, YB squared. Although, like, of course, I just need to do some more uploading first. I haven't really gotten around to just like doing much of anything other than just writing down a bunch of ideas. And also,
Right.
I'm on Twitch, same name.
Oh.
Yep. And I'm trying to get into streaming more often.
Good for you, man.
Yep. Mostly so far I've been streaming like either Minecraft or something I'm playing on MAME at the time. Tetris or Captain Commando.
Yeah, I remember you tearing Captain Commando up.
I instantly love this game. I just don't know why. I was just drawn to it. I don't know how it happened. I had an idea pop into my head where I'm just like, oh, I'm just a superhero in a side-scrolling beat-em-up game going around beating up bad guys and monsters and stuff. And sure enough, there was a game like that fit the description almost to a T.
Mm-hmm.
And so here I was, just addicted to Captain Commando.
It was like love at first sight.
Pretty much. Essentially.
All I knew Captain Commando from was Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, he appeared only in the first Marvel vs. Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know why they didn't put him in subsequent games, but Captain Commando, like all he needed is just like a couple of games to flesh out like a more thorough storyline. I can see. I don't know. It's just something like I can project my own character like as Captain Commando, and I could like look into like just I don't know how his story could be expanded upon. But then again,
It's
I
the
heard
blue and white.
in like some lore about him that like, he had died like some in a near future, at least in Capcom's timeline. I don't know much yet.
Hmm. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, they probably like just put him in one game and they killed him off later. I learned that he was supposed to be the original mascot for Capcom. It's literally in his name.
Oh wow, I guess it is.
Yeah.
I didn't put two and two together, but yeah. Wow, that's really sad that they kind of scrapped him like that.
Yeah.
They kind of replaced him with Mega Man.
Yeah, I could understand that. Mega Man's pretty fitting for being the mascot of Capcom. Captain Commando, he should at least get his own comic book series.
Oh yeah,
he
definitely.
looks like a comic book character.